These are the secrets that no one is gonna tell you in their videos. I could give you guys the diplomatic answer, yeah? You better listen. We're back, baby. So I don't ruin the vibe. Show me what I need. Show me what I need. I wanna go on a late night drive. Hello, besties. Did you miss me? Cause I missed you, kings and queens. Yes. So we are back again with another crazy episode from me. If you're new here, this is very normal. I am not okay. Like, I am always jumping around, making noise, dancing, and of course suggesting the best advice for you. So let's get straight into it. Today we are dissecting the realities of studying at the African Leadership Academy. Yeah, on that note, I need to bring my tea. I wish that I had someone who told me the realities of the school that I was signing up for, and so I'm going to tell you guys. So the African Leadership Academy, the first question that I get asked: was it hectic? Girl, boy, everyone, hectic is an understatement. Yo, it shapes your determination, your drive, your patience, your everything. I think what made ALA hectic for me was the fact that we did not just have to study for Cambridge, but we also had ALA related courses. For me, I was taking like mathematics, I was taking history, I was taking business. So apart from taking those three, I also had to take the ALA related core courses, so entrepreneurial leadership, Omang in my first year, and now of course it becomes African studies. So taking those classes, they sound so little, but the amount of assignments and the amount of critical thinking expected of you is so much. So it would take up a lot of my time, because by the end of the day, if you do pass your Cambridge subjects and you fail your ALA core subjects, then you will not get your diploma. So you have to find a balance of the two, and so doing all that amidst like everything which goes on at ALA was quite hectic, I will not lie. This is another question that people genuinely ask me: how much pressure is at the African Leadership Academy? Yeah, I can't even lie about that one, guys. So, but I think the pressure is not just induced by the institution itself. Oh my gosh, my chain. Oh, wait, guys. Wait, give me a minute, okay? We have to look presentable. We cannot just be looking anyhowly in the video. At ALA, like, the pressure is not just induced by the academy, but also by us as individuals, because you end up seeing that your friends are having the value of excellence and they're doing all these things. They're applying to opportunities. During summer, they're traveling, they're doing all this Yale, MAUs, they're going for things abroad. And so that pressure comes to you like, what am I doing with my life? Sips water. So with that, you end up also wanting to kind of reach those standards, because even though the academy usually says that, oh, we all deserve to be here and here deserves us to be, there is that pressure of trying to achieve academic excellence, and that's a reality that is there whether we like it or not. So there is a pressure, because by the end of the day, when it comes to application season for university applications, you are competing with the same students who you're not supposed to be competing with normally, but you have to compete with them for opportunities in terms of universities. So even though you're applying to African Leadership Academy, just be aware of the academic pressure that will be there. And it's not just academic pressure, because you will need to have a certain level of co-curricular activities if you're aiming for very high scholarships for your university. So you will need to do a lot of balancing. So for example, I will use my personal example. I did all my subjects, right? Plus on top of that, I was doing drums, South African Ideas Festival as a marketing intern, African dance, basketball at a point, and then stopped. I did Model African Union, that was my key thing, international relations class. I was in corporate legal aid, which was my student enterprise. Generally, all that plus the social life just gets very, very hectic. And then another question that I get asked is, how often did I used to leave the campus? I'll be very honest with you guys. So at ALA, by the time I was there, at least, it was very difficult to leave the campus. So I used to tell people like, I'm actually at ALA, I'm not in South Africa, because because experiencing the real South African lifestyle was very difficult. However, with time, the school started trying to make it better and easier for us. For you to go outside, you need to fill like a form, if I remember correctly, and that form needed to be accepted by the institution, saying when you're going, which chaperone you're going with, or which family member that lives in South Africa. And if it's a family member or a friend, they have to be approved by your family. So your parents back home have to send an email to the institution saying that they've approved this person to be taking you, blah blah blah. So it was very difficult. Even if you want to go out with friends, you have to do all that procedure. And to make matters worse, we had to pay to have a chaperone. So if you don't have your own chaperone there, you had to pay for a school designated chaperone to take you out. And on top of that, we also had to pay transportation expenses to be taken out by school transportation, because you can't go out with Uber. Yes, you can do that for your own safety. It was very difficult to go outside with my friends. So most of the times my friends would opt to enjoy the scenery on campus, like just do a cute picnic or plan a cute dinner together and just do it on campus, because honestly the views on campus were very like amazing. So we would do that a lot. But of course I do wish I had experienced South Africa more. I wish that I had more chances to go off campus. Of course, the school also arranged for mall trips, but the mall trips were so few. So I used to feel like I wish there was more mall trips, but there were so few. So we would go for mall trips and they would be timed within a certain time frame. We have to be gone and come back to campus. So it was very like challenging for me. But yeah, at least they had the mall trips. And of course, there was other opportunities like you could sign up for with the school and they take you off campus. And then for co-curricular activities, there was a limit to the number of co-curricular activities you can do off campus within a given time frame, I believe. So remove things like basketball and sports like that. For that's a school related activity. But if it's your own individual activity, for example, I remember there was a time that I did a TEDx style talk with MTN South Africa, and I think I had exhausted my opportunities to go off campus in terms of like doing co-curricular activities. So with that, you can end up being rejected to go and do them, especially if they are very far away. Like if you have to travel maybe to the US, or you have to travel, even if you're self-funded, there's a limit to the number of external opportunities you can do in a certain term. So just keep that in mind. So as you are doing your external activities, please just be counting them and prioritizing which one you think is the most important, because at a point you won't be able to do all of them. Another question I get asked a lot is, can you work while you're at ALA? Mostly no. However, in the ALA campus, they do offer like campus jobs, but don't have such a high expectation that you're gonna make millions from campus jobs. No, you earn between 330 rands to maybe 500 rands for the normal person per month. That's per month. So you do the calculation, convert it. So just have that in mind. Don't think that you will go there and make millions. However, there's other videos that I did you can watch on how I made money at ALA. And you can't work off campus, obviously, because not just like, oh, the school is saying no to you, but the schedule is so busy. Like you're busy from morning, and even the small time that you have in the evening, you're trying to figure out your social life. So you won't be allowed to work off campus, like do a job with a company off campus. However, in my second year, I did do an internship. I was working for them, but online, but it was so hectic because balancing like my school work and my work was so hard to like do. So I wouldn't openly recommend it, because by the end of the day I had to just quit the job because of how hectic my life got. So ALA is a great institution. It's important for us to remember that, and there is no perfect institution. Every institution has something, if you understand what I'm saying. So there is no perfect institution. I just believe people need honest reviews from me or anyone else on the real experiences that they had. And so that's why I do advocate for the reality of things. And these experiences are based on the time that I was there. I graduated from ALA in 2025, so maybe things have changed, but there's only one way for you to find out. Apply to the African Leadership Academy and become a student there. Then you can experience all these things and give us your feedback. So thank you for watching, kings and queens. Please like, please comment, ask any questions in the comment section, and of course subscribe. Guys, I need those subscribers. You know, I'm spending my days like recording videos, dancing for you guys, so please subscribe. Okay, yeah, me and Lola are waiting for you guys to subscribe. Bye, kings and queens.